hearing Shoshana talk about that was healing for me. To hear this is how allyship shows up in a private space. We're illuminating our private conversations for people too here in this model, where to hear her acknowledge my background. What Shoshana and I share in our backgrounds is slavery. So many people do. It's so easy to forget that. And to know that she sees the background that I carry forward with me as she does, and I see that in her is so what's healing about is it doesn't undo it. Can't do that. What's healing is the bridge of connection where we're like, oh, and we're committed not only to seeing one another and seeing others, but to stopping this. And so I do want to take like an operational moment for the people who are like, holy shit, I am tired. Okay, but I'm not entitled to a break. I know I'm not supposed to be comforted as a white person. And it's like, no, no, that we're illuminating these concepts through conversation and modeling so that you can understand that I'm not telling you that you have to stare into the abyss of human atrocity 24/7 hours a day in order to be considered a real white ally. What I'm saying is, and what Shoshana is saying, I believe, is that you take a break by internally moving away from whatever disturbs you, as opposed to saying, actually, if I look around me, I'm just reading a book and it feels tough, or I'm watching the news and it feels tough, but I'm safe in this environment because of certain privileges. The least I can do is witness. And if you
Mhm.
don't feel like you're there yet, then this is where you work with us or anybody else on somatic regulation. That's
Yes.
it. We have now diagnosed where you are on the journey in dealing with your internalized racism. If you're still turning away, then now we gently show you how to turn back, witness. Prashana described her process, but also recognizing when she was saturated with the information, with the experience. Then she, cl- I like it because it sounds like a ritual. So like the witch in me is like, oh yeah. And then like,
Absolutely.
right, with the going inside, the shadow work, calling on energies to help us to heal, to bless. And the other thing Shoshana did though that I would like for people to know is when you allow for that witnessing and you start to remember and you recall and you go, oh, who could this have affected in their background? Who could this have affected in their families? Like, and she does that and she goes and she thinks of the native people and she thinks of me and she thinks of her own people and everybody else, right? Who's gone through shit one way or another of that kind, that enormity. It makes you feel less alone. It reminds you that, like, no one group monopolizes horrendous human behavior. No one
Mm.
group monopolizes being victimized by horrendous human behavior. Now, there are some groups more than others that we can, we can argue,
Let's be real.
right? We got to keep the realness. But I find it so connecting and it helps me because I'm like, oh, this is the collective pain. And it lets me share the burden for others. It lets me share my burden when I need the help because we're connected versus isolating in the shame and the not witnessing and the not looking. That's isolation. And then that's where the privilege lies.
Right. Right. So if I could combine it into a few sentences and summarize the privilege of taking a break versus knowing when you're saturated and genuine witnessing, it's like, okay, watching the news or watching a video or reading's like, oh, that's too much. Good, that's Netflix. It just goes too fast.
Yes. Yeah. I love that, by the way. I love how you just said that because I could imagine Shoshana and I cuddled up on the couch about to see something, a horror movie, obviously, because we're movie choices are mine because I'm the person of color who suffers the most here. So like we're gonna be doing a lot of that kind of you gotta fucking let the steam out. And we see some horrible shit. And I could see that we would probably use our tools the way we've described, witness, feel it, let ourselves feel it, think about, probably have a conversation and think about, okay, is there anything we can do to contribute to the prevention of, or some activation, some activity, whatever. And then we can consider it come to a close, and then we're still entitled to move on to a movie night. Not watching the movie and just being like, "Oh, the world is too sad. How can you watch a fucking movie?" is also useless. You're not helping. Who are you? Are you helping me? You're not fucking helping anybody. I don't know what that's about.
right? Right?
So
But
that's
there's this
martyrdom.
bus, pardon? Sorry?
That's martyrdom. That's just,
Martyrdom. Yes.
yeah,
Pointless. Pointless. With us cuddling on the couch, both watching a movie of your choice, because obviously you always get first dibs.
obviously.
But both of us can grab the remote and press pause and go, oh, that's entertainment trauma right there. And then we
Yeah.
can unpack that, and then we can press play again. So we both have that
Mm.
permission to see it and speak it.
Oh, I think to bring this to a place that people can recognize more immediately, it's like, and I do this. I do this when people, and this I did this when during my 22 years as a vegetarian, by the way, when that Sarah McLachlan sad animal commercial that I got tired of seeing, the one-eyed dog and the cat with the no leg, or the whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, you know what? I think I just need I know this is a thing. I did my check-in and I was like, I'm okay. I need to do this. And there is a difference between witnessing with authenticity and integrity, with the willingness to understand and move forward with power so that you can be on the side of right versus just, oh, it's so sad. Like, I don't want, and it's like, okay, bitch, well, now you're useless. So just sit in a corner. And when you are done, doing all that. And by the way, I do that. I just don't make people do it with me and call it activism. Like, that's all.
Mm. Because it's human to get overwhelmed and in
Fuck
one's own mess.
yeah. Listen, if you don't have a favorite panic attack corner in your house already, you're doing it wrong. Like,
I have a self-pity corner.
you have a self pity corner. Oh, I'll find one. Oh, good. I think they're the same. Um, so I am going to pause this here because I have